What is up, my spooky sluts? I thought I was done with Halloween hunting for July, but here we are. I got a little bit more in. So I'm very, very excited to share with you guys some more of the goodies and Halloween sightings that we saw in stores this month. Yet again, because it's like 1,000,000,000 degrees, ignore whatever sweat we have going on. It's fine. But yeah, so I managed to snag a little bit more Halloween hunting into the end of July. I definitely thought after my last video that I was going to be done for the month until August, but I happened to be in town again unexpectedly. So, we're going to pop into as many places as possible. So the 22nd, I managed to pop into HomeGoods, which is not a surprise to anybody. That has been my primary spot that I have been peeking at things. We did definitely get some more of the same that we've already been seeing. We definitely have a lot of the gnomes and Rae Dunn are still very, very consistently being shown in the HomeGoods. We did happen to have a lot of J.P. Parker inspired stuff, and I don't think any of it was actually J.P. Parker yet, but that kind of like vintage Halloween aesthetic we had a bit going on. We've had a bunch of snow globes, which was actually fun to see, just as somebody who collected snow globes as a kid. I love a good Halloween snow globe because normally you primarily see them for Christmas and other holidays. They've just had a very surprising amount of traditional Halloween colors, just with the black, the white, and the orange. Very vintage vibes. That seems to be a very, very popular aesthetic this year. Not that I'm complaining at all. I absolutely love a good vintage Halloween kind of vibe depending on the type of products. So certainly no complaints here. A lot of jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts and some of the more traditional iconography as well seem to be very, very consistent for trends this year. And it seems like we are finally starting to get a few larger pieces in, some more kind of quote-unquote statement pieces, if you will, for things that you might keep in larger spaces or outdoors and things like that, as well as a ton of wreaths and wall hanging type products. We've definitely got quite a bit of those as well. The 23rd, I managed to yet again pop into HomeGoods. I don't know why this has just been the primary place that I've been able to get to. Actually, I do know exactly why. It's because I technically live an hour outside the major, or the nearest major town. And when I get to that town, HomeGoods is one of the first places that I pass that has any kind of Halloween type decor. So that's where my family always ends up being able to pop in because it's not out of the way. So that'll explain why I'm at HomeGoods more often than anywhere else. But again, just a lot more of these different Halloween pieces that we've been seeing. Again, more and more Rae Dunn. It seems like perhaps Rae Dunn isn't being bought out as frequently this year as it has been in the past. Perhaps the reseller craze has finally died down a bit because I'm finding so much of it in stores, whereas I had hardly ever seen it before this year. Oh my god, I just saw myself in the rearview mirror. Literally dripping sweat. That's so gross. Whatever. It's summer. What do we expect? As much as I want it to be autumn and as much as I want it to be Halloween, it is insufferably summer still. So it means I am a sweaty bitch. It's fine. But yeah, a lot of Rae Dunn, a lot of dishware type products, a lot of glassware, just a lot more fun stuff. I've definitely kind of slowed down on pieces that I've personally been getting. One, because fucking broke always. And two, I don't want to get too excited about buying stuff now and then not have any when it's a little bit closer to Halloween. And two, there's just been a little bit less piquing my interest the first couple of days There was so much, and now I'm kind of just trying to be much more selective of what I'm about, much more selective about what I am getting excited about. Words. Then the 26th, and this was actually like total happenstance. I was not planning on going shopping or anything. I just happened to, like, I was going to a concert that day. So literally I was out of town and my family like got a hotel for the night so we could go to this concert, and we had time to kill before doors opened, so we actually popped into a Ross and a HomeGoods, but these are not my standard ones, and we weren't even like looking for Halloween. At Ross, at least, like my little brother wanted to pop in to look at clothing and stuff, and I happened to find just a tiny bit of the hints of Halloween started. We had one full end cap that was all Halloween goodies, and then we saw some of those like really bad anatomical like skeleton animals. We had a couple of those. There was like a very, very pretty like hag witch type doll that seems to be very, very popular every year. Or not even so much popular, because again, I don't really ever see people buying them, but they always seem to be in stock places. And then they did have a ton of different throw blankets. So we're definitely getting the kind of cozy Halloween vibes in at Ross so far. And then I popped into another HomeGoods, so at least it's a different location than the one that I have been frequenting, but still like a lot of the same type of stuff. We're seeing a lot of the gnomes, a lot of the ghosts, a lot of the orange and the traditional colors. They did have a bunch of jack-o'-lantern type stuff, as well as a lot of more larger pieces, like taller kind of outdoor based pieces. We did see a bunch of those at this particular location, as well as like different wall hanging type pieces. I don't know if you can see on camera, I'm literally dripping sweat. I apologize profusely. And then the 28th, I finally managed to get back to an at-home, and they finally have the start, like a proper start to their Halloween aisles. They definitely had several aisles cleared and ready to be filled, and they were all partially filled so far. So it definitely looks like this year we're getting the same or a similar kind of jewel-toned collection with the like purples and the greens and the blacks and the very kind of like apothecary natural witch kind of vibed collection. We're definitely seeing the starts of that this year. They do have a bunch of like wall hanging decor, more here than anywhere else I've seen. Like At Home definitely has the kind of outdoor decor niche filled, I feel like. We're definitely seeing some fake florals and things like that. We've had some, it looks like a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff we might be getting. Like there was just this whole chunk section of these like outdoor hanging Jack Skellingtons. So I'm definitely curious to see what else in that kind of vein that we end up getting. Again, more traditional Halloween colors and just like OG Halloween type vibe for a collection. What I have to assume is probably the start of their Scaredy Cat collection, because we're getting those slight vintage vibes, but not quite as much as I would have liked. Like last year, we definitely got a lot of very like 50s retro kind of vibe, and I'm definitely curious to see how much of that we get again this year. So far, uncertain, but we definitely have what could be the start of that collection is out. There's a giant skull that I'm so curious to see what people do with, because it's so massive. It's such a giant statement piece. It's not necessarily my style. If I'm being entirely honest, I don't love most skulls. I'm very, very particular about the design of them, but I'm so excited to see how other people use these as decor pieces because they're so massive. and there's just so much potential. I'm very, very excited to see what people do with them. There's the start of like a very black and white and kind of gothic inspired line it looks like we might be getting, as well as, you know, some outdoor lighting and like bits and bobs and things like that. Of course, our doormats, the kind of staples that we always get. There are a bunch of those like Halloween Christmas trees that have been very, very popular but very rare the past couple of years. It seems like this year we're getting a ton of those. Like, it seems like everywhere kind of has their own iteration and version of them. So definitely not the type of thing anybody's gonna have to like go find like resold online like they have the past few years. I'll be honest, I don't personally understand the obsession and the fascination with them. Like, if you want to do like a Halloween themed Christmas, it's definitely kind of cool, but I just don't get the depth of the fascination with them. Like, yeah, sometimes they're kind of cute, especially the candy corn colored ones. Like, my mom actually got one of those, and I'm very, very excited to like see it on our mantle because it's super cute, but I don't get the massive obsession that we've seen the past few years. But if you do, and if you are one of those people, you're gonna have the pick of the litter because everywhere has had them. And they also had a bunch of candles, which is something I feel like we haven't been getting too much of. Oh my God, speaking of candles, I am literally melting. I hate the summer. I can't do, I wanted to do makeup, and I'm like, oh, like Halloween hunting. It's fun. I'm gonna be cute, and absolutely fucking not. Never again. I'm literally melting like the candles that we saw at home. Not that they were melting. I did personally get one that I was afraid was gonna melt on the way home. Thankfully it didn't. But yeah, they had a bunch of candles, which I'm very, very curious to see how people style those as well. But that was the official end of all of the Halloween hunting I managed to get in the month of July. Technically, it's now August, so we'll have to see what I'm able to find this month. I definitely want to get a bit more Halloween hunting in, but realistically, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to. But I would love to get some more clips for you guys because you definitely loved the first video that I put out. So I'm so excited that you guys are just as excited as I am about this because I absolutely love Halloween hunting. I love talking about it, my opinions on the trends, and I would love to hear some more of what you guys have to say. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a blast hanging out with y'all. Peace.